Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are continuing our rapid expansion as we attempt to put together what should be the Mongol Empire, which we are defining, of course, as the Persian Empire, Khazaria, Volga-Ural, Siberia, Tataria, Turan, and this one. Yatsur-Gazarid. Okay, we'll go with that. Now, we did just declare 3 wars over here on these 5 counties in total. And we're going to get a little bit over here as well. So with that will allow us to form the Empire of Turan. And I'm hoping that if we're this guy's de jure liege, that he will accept this. But I kind of doubt it, if I'm honest. We'll probably have to conquer him the old-fashioned way. Well, let's go ahead and drop our military here. Honestly, do we need anything other than men-at-arms? I don't think so. So our men-at-arms will show up in about 50 days, and we'll head on in as soon as we can. This guy is trying to murder us, or someone is trying to murder us, rather. Well, that's rude. We're currently on disrupt schemes, so all is good. It's our wife. The friendless fiend, indeed. That is very rude of her. Very rude indeed. But we don't necessarily care if we die. I mean, we haven't designated our heir. That's a thing. We've been spending all of our prestige on these wars. But honestly, it's okay. It's not the biggest of deals. So we're going to move over here. And actually, I do want to... And none of our younger sons really... Skilled tactician, huh? I'm actually kind of leaning towards it being this guy. He is a Grey Eminence. Unfortunately, he doesn't have intelligence traits, but it'll have to do. So we're going to attack over here. Absolutely no problem here. And we'll start wiping these wars out one by one. There we go. No problem. That's 50% war score, and this should get us... Okay, we're not quite neighboring this, but this should get us to 100% war score here. We'll enforce that. Fantastic, and we're going to head up over here and hit this castle as soon as we can. The question is he going to chill there with his forces? The answer is no. I would have been slightly shocked if he had. There's this going on, but we don't exactly care. Excellent. So that was 55% war score there, and we're going to head up like over here next. See where this guy decides to go. That's actually an interesting direction to take. Yeah, that's a better direction for him to take there. We're going to move up to this location and see where he goes from here. What's his plan? Really? I was going to say, that's a foolish plan. We're going to move here instead and we catch him. So that should end this war, I believe, because I will stack wipe his army. Wonderful. Absolutely no problem. That does indeed end that war. And now we're going to make our way on up this way. Fantastic. All we need now is these 3 counties to be able to form this empire. This guy will probably not join us if we're his de jure liege, but we can give it a go. We'll see how that ends up happening. We'll just get this capital here. A dangerous faction, huh? Oh, it's peasant rabble. That's fine. We'll deal with that when it comes up. Ooh, now this is solid here. This is going to win us a good amount of prestige, and we're happy about that. I'm in fact going to spend our prestige right now on not this son, but this son becoming our designated heir. Yes, that costs a lot of prestige. Yeah, it's rough, but we're going to be able to make an empire after this war, so it should be fine. And this will definitely get us some prestige back as well. Yeah, that got us roughly 200 prestige, 170. Very good. Very, very good. 81% war score, and we're going to grab this last location. They did get a little bit of occupation up here, but we don't care. Our friend died. Okay. That is completely fine. 100% war score, enforce demands, so be it, disband all. Beautiful. Well, except for this, which is a blight on our glorious golden... Our glorious golden glow, I guess I'll say. So at this point, we can ransom some prisoners, and I suppose we probably should. I mean, we have a lot of money, and not really all that much to spend it on, but we may as well. We can create this empire, and so we shall. We'll hold it personally, of course. Excellent. And then we can create this kingdom as well. We'll go ahead and create that, and who do we grant that to? This man. We will grant him the kingdom title. That makes him much happier. And can we transfer vassals into him? Let's see here. That's a negative. Why is he upset? Offensive wars? Okay, sure. Fair enough. Absolute crown authority? Yeah. No alliance as a clan vassal? Okay. Foreign culture group? Yeah, that's a thing. We declared a war on him? Yeah. We're slightly a murderer? Yeah. Okay, so fair enough. We're just going to send him a gift. That's 134 opinion. And now he'll convert. It's not like we're short on cash. Fantastic. So now this guy. We are his rightful liege, but he will not accept this. However, seize all de jure lands would be 2380 prestige. Forced vassalization would be 2275. So this is the cheaper way to do it. He does hold too many counties, though, so seize all de jure lands is the way we'll have to do it. We'll need about another 1,000 prestige to pull that off. That's okay. We can definitely do that. This person is proposing an alliance. The Prince of Pontus. Okay, whatever. I kind of don't care. So we're going to create a couple of duchies over here so that we get ourselves basically the prestige that we need. And we're going to grant that to this gentleman here. Does he need to be converted? He does not. Okay, we'll now create the Duchy of Cha. And that will go to this gentleman here. Fantastic. And now this duchy. Wonderful. And that goes to this gentleman, who does need to be converted. 58%. I'm just going to toss some cash at him. 100%. Magnificent. Okay, so there's one of our locations under control, Turan. Now we need the Persian Empire here. We're very close on that one. We did just discover court officials. And... okay. We're basically maxed out on technology. We will be in 3 years. Fantastic. How much more do we need to declare on this guy with seize all de jure lands? 2380. So that is not very much at all. Only like 2-ish months. Something like that. That's great. This guy we're still truce to? Are we still truce to the Byzantines? We are not. So we could actually seize our de jure county over here. And so we shall. And we'll raise up our troops the old-fashioned way here. Now, how much are we going to actually be able to get from the Byzantines here in terms of war score? I don't know. We'll have to see what they end up doing. This should be completely fine. Just waiting on men-at-arms. Any moment now, men-at-arms. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. Fantastic. So, I mean, these peasant rabbles will send an ultimatum in like 5 months, but we should have this done by then. Or close to it. Close-ish? Close-ish. It's going to be close-ish. Honestly, though, we'll probably have enough troops to deal with it without this army. Like, if this army is still busy, we can probably still handle it. We can call on our ally. Wait, we can call on our ally? No, we can't, because it's against his liege. I'm not sure why it says we can, because we definitely can't. I was like, he's definitely a vassal in the Byzantine Empire. And he definitely is. There's no doubt about it. So we have ticking war score on our side right now. We're going to grab this siege and then head over this way. Great. And we have a diplomacy perk available. We can take Befriend. It'll be handy, I guess. This is a very awkward path that we're going to be taking through here. Perfect. We're losing a little bit of money right now, but why would we care about that? There's absolutely no reason to care about it. We did just gain a stress level, which is non-ideal. We could become reclusive. Or we could just buy a cloak and spend our way out of stress. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We have so much money right now. That does reduce our income by 10%. I didn't realize that, but it still doesn't matter. That's fine. We're completely okay with that. We're up to 24% war score right now, and our peasant folk are going to rebel eventually. They can send their ultimatum at any time now, and that's fine. In fact, there it is. Never. A peasant's lot is to serve their lord. We will rally the troops, and we can see they have a decent number of troops. What we're going to do is we're just going to raise up all of our troops over here that we have available. And they're going to come in over this way. These peasants are going to take a very long time to siege. I see these guys moving out into the water, which is awkward. But that's fine. We'll attack up here. And we're just going to raise troops here until everybody's raised. It'll take a month, but we're not in a hurry. Not in a hurry at all. So we'll continue to siege up over here. Fantastic. And yeah, this will be fine. We do have a commander here, so that is wonderful. In we go. No problem. Are we going to earn prestige for fighting peasants? I don't actually know what we get for winning against peasants. I guess we'll find out. We get fame. Okay, that's not great, if I'm honest. I don't see a preview of what this is going to be. Oh, it's under there. We likely win this. Okay. You know what? I think I'm probably going to go up here first, deal with these two, and then come back. Like that. Just because I don't want them to reinforce. So we're attacking over here. We're at 62% right now in terms of war score against the Byzantines. We knew that would take a little while. And we'll just go up here and eliminate these rebels. No problem. No problem whatsoever. And yeah, that's just going to get us additional fame. And war score, I suppose. That's fine, I guess. 68%. Schemer discovered, huh? Okay. That's completely fine as well. We've won this battle as well. Additional fame. And in we go. It is very likely that we win this battle. We have numbers and I think a leadership advantage here. Right? Yeah, we do have a leadership advantage as well. And we did indeed win that. So that rebellion is over. We're going to continue to siege down locations over here. We're at 82% war score. It's going to continue to tick. And that's fine. Excellent. I don't even necessarily care about putting those guys down until we're done up here. It doesn't matter the amount of money that's being spent. It's completely irrelevant to us. We have so much money, and the moment we put these guys down, we're going to make so much more. So this is completely fine. We'll finish this off. This will end the war. There we go. Enforce our demands. So be it. Disband all. And there we have it. I'm assuming these guys were also disbanded. Yes, they were. So we've got 3,000 prestige at this time. That's great. We're going to declare war on this guy and forced vassalize him. Or are we going to seize all de jure? We can't forced vassalize him. That's right. So we are going to seize all de jure. And we'll raise up our troops, I guess, a little ways away from his capital. How many are we going to need? Okay, about 10k. That'll be fine. And these guys can immediately start heading out to the capital. And these guys can start heading out there when they're done. That'll be fine. So we're getting close on the Persian Empire. Unfortunately, we do have to go after this man, who we are actually currently at war against. So that's a thing. But we're not going to be able to get territory from him here. We do need a new spy master, and we'll put skill 21. That's okay. We'll put this guy in. That'll be fine. Group those together. Task just finished up. And that is going to be promoting culture over here. Now, this guy doesn't appear to be actually making any progress. Indeed, he is not making any progress whatsoever there against this. So we're going to go up here instead, where he is making some level of progress. Perfect, and we did cap their capital. We'll go up here and fight their army quick, and then come back down to, say, here. Actually, their army's running away. We'll see about pursuing them. We do actually catch them here, so that's fine. Perfect. We'll attack over here. We're at 91% war score, and we are going to end this just as soon as we finish this siege. We do need a new steward, and this guy will do. Perfect. We'll enforce those demands and disband our troops. And there we go. That is the entirety of Tehran under our control. Glorious. How are we doing on Tataria? We're a ways away. Okay, that is fine. For the Persian Empire, we're pretty close. We do need to fight this man. Unfortunately, all we have is a forced vassalization CB on him right now. We can host a feast, and so we shall. We do need additional prestige. Welcome, friends! And we can ransom off a few prisoners, and that is also something that we should definitely do. No feast is complete without a prank. Wonderful. On you all again, my vassals. We're now a famous reveler. So that is wonderful. All of these over here, they're all maxed out. That's not, I suppose. We could start working on some of the locations that we don't actually directly hold. It is an option. Not the finest of options, to be sure, but it is an option. What else are we going to spend this cash on, realistically? Okay, we have a new diplomacy perk available. We'll take confidants. Excellent. And of course, we also need to fight the Byzantines again over this way. There's a fair amount that we need. We'll attend his feast. That will be fine. Okay, so we definitely need to continue to attack Tataria. That is our next goal when we can. We did just get Deccan Unity, so we are done with technology, period, end of story. That is great. I would like to attack this guy. Unfortunately, we have no CBs currently. Okay, this guy. We can do a forced vassalization. It'll work. We shouldn't need anything other than men-at-arms to make it happen. And that'll be fine. Honestly, assuming he doesn't attack us over here, that's that war won. And he doesn't seem interested in attacking us, necessarily. We do have a Dynasty Legacy available. Hunt and Feast cost reductions is nice. Title creation cost reduction is irrelevant to us. I think we're actually going to take Renowned Name for the monthly prestige boost. There we go. Now making 35.1 prestige per month. That's solid. And only 12 days left here. He's going to be locked in here. Perfect timing. Very nice. And that's a stack wipe. There we go. Fame and devotion. Not like that's important. Like, in the slightest. We don't need to call on our ally. That's a waste of prestige. And we'll have absolutely no problem here taking these territories. There's in fact quite a lot of little guys up here that we can probably take out in pretty quick succession. So that's definitely something to think about. That said, another thing to think about is that we're at a minus 68 offensive war malice right now. So there's that. Well, this war is over. And we'll disband our armies. And, I mean, can we get away with a forced vassalization of this guy? No. No, we can't. That's fine. So we'll have to slowly carve away at him, but I think that is completely okay. Can we create more titles? Yeah, we can, but we kind of don't need the additional prestige right now. There's a lot of little guys up here that we could attack theoretically simultaneously. Like, we could do something like 6 wars at a time or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, something like that. And then just make our way up over this way. And annex all of this in a very short amount of time. That is something that we can do. We do have to remember, though, that we have that malice. But how much do we care about it? Because we can just throw money at vassals for like 140 opinion, if we have to. So I'm not sure that we actually care about it. I don't think we do. 175. We don't have a CB on that guy because we don't have borders. Okay, so we can only do ones that we have borders on. So we can only forced vassalize these 3 for now. Yeah, we don't have borders on anyone else up there. We could go for this guy. And that's a thing that we can do. But I think we're going to focus on this area up this way for now until we get more CBs over here. Hello. Now this is interesting. We're going to start working on befriending this man. Indeed. There's some interesting options going on over here. But we will come back to this because it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode we will fight these wars and begin work on annexing all of this up here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.